Hi Libras, this is Kathy. Welcome to my channel, Kathy Mamolen, Psychic Medium. Welcome to a singles love reading and prediction and manifestation. If you are looking for love, we're going to call in our spirit guides, ask spirit what's next in love, what's coming towards you. Please use these readings to help you to manifest. Think about what's important to you, who you are, what's your worth, what you're deserving of, all of those good things. So let's call in our spirit guides now. I will be using some charms and some initials and lots of messages. So welcome back, everybody. Welcome to anybody that's newly guided here. Let's see what our cards are saying. Spirit, I call upon you for loving messages. What is it that you have for us today? What is it that you want us to hear? What is it that you need us to know? I am listening for you now. What's the loving energy? I have a retreat, taking time to be alone. Now, you may have already gone through that cycle where I have been working on myself and I've gotten to know myself better and I'm in a good place. So for those of you that have been doing that kind of shadow work, that you come out of that and then you're ready for something new. So you could be going through that. Many loves. Okay, so there's not just one person in our lifetime. Sometimes our heart is so broken we think that we'll never find anybody again. We have such capacity to love. We have such capacity to love again, Spirit just said. So keep an open mind that maybe, hopefully, the next time is better for you, or that it's exactly what you're looking for. So we have such capacity to love. A little bit old-fashioned energy coming in. I want to find love the old-fashioned way, Spirit just said. I kind of like that, whether it's courting, going through the motions, just this feeling of, I'm not just looking to have a hookup. I'm not just looking to text you and have you come over, for Netflix and chill. I'm looking for something real. I want to get to know somebody. I want to go through the stages. I want to fall in love with you. So the stages of love, maybe that's important to you, that it's not necessarily old fashioned. It's the right way to do it. So maybe you're just like, I'm sorry if I want somebody to treat me right. And that could be what they're trying to say. They treat you right, and that could be what you're looking for. I'm not looking for a lot, but, go out of your way a little bit for me, at least in the beginning. I have strategy. Now that felt more like somebody's planning their next move. So it could be somebody in your vicinity. It could be somebody that is you've already connected with, and you're just kind of waiting to see what's going to happen. I have a separation with scissors, so you could have had to wait for a change of events around somebody. I'm not going there unless you're not with that person. I'm not interested in a third-party situation. Spirit, please share with me. Making the next move. Who is this person? Let's see. I have a Queen of Pentacles. I have a Hanged Man. I have Two of Swords, and I have an Ace of Cups. It's interesting because it was a feeling of making up my mind. Okay, it was somebody doing this kind of rattling through their head of, is this somebody I could see myself with? Is this somebody that I would enjoy? Do you check all the boxes? I do feel like you check all the boxes, and that's why they're going to move forward. That's why they want to. They're doing a lot of research is how I feel. And it could be they've been asking you a lot of questions. They'll ask you a lot of questions. But I'm going to go with you check all the boxes. Not that you have to, but in their mind's eye, it's kind of like, yeah, I could see myself with you. You're independent, you're secure, you're not looking for somebody just to take care of you. It'd be nice to have a partner, but I'm not feeling that. Spirit is, when I'm looking at the Ace of Cups right now, it was when love arrives, it arrives energy. So similar to divine timing, but I'm going to go more with this feeling of patience. It might be your best suit, but maybe you're just not out hunting for it. And when love arrives, it gets here when it gets here. So I do feel a little bit of that energy today. So that's okay. We'll take it whenever it gets here, right? Okay, Spirit, please share with me. What is it that you want us to know today? My heart is on the line. Little bit of a, leap of faith and the risk, and everybody has it. So you could be the first person that they really could see themselves falling in love with. I think that somebody makes a decision before they even enter into a relationship, even like if they want to date you, they're already down the road of, could I see myself falling in love with this person? Could I see myself making love to this person, being with this person every day? Do I like their voice? Do I like what they have to say? Can I look at them every day? There's a lot of things that we kind of go through our mind before we even kind of start something. And I feel like, yeah, my heart's on the line. So I'm gonna make sure all these points are covered. Absolutely. I have a springtime love. Now, whether it's springtime or not, it doesn't matter. It's that kind of springing forth or newness energy. It's the real deal. Okay. For those of you that want a commitment, love arrives, and I'm patiently waiting. I've waited for the real deal, the old-fashioned way, I'm not settling energy. So, I'm gonna, there's a real projection here, and I don't know whether it's you that does that or them, but there's a real, I almost kind of sum them up before I give them a chance. So I want to be careful with that. Like, don't prejudge, try not to, if you can. I know it's hard, but try to give them a chance. If you're attracted to them and they're interesting and you have things in common and they're, the Spirit's saying, behaving themselves, not trying to just get you into bed, then give them a chance, because you may push away a good thing, if you just say, oh, I don't think they're for me, just because of one thing. There could be one thing that you're like, I wish this, but there's no perfect person. You're not perfect. They're not perfect. I think we like that about each other. I do. I think that we kind of look at each other and say, you know what? I don't expect to be perfect. I don't want to be perfect. Nobody is. Love lyrics. That came into me as singing out loud, whether it's you or them, singing in the shower, singing in the car, for sure, like big car singer, and knowing the words. My husband laughs at me because I never know the words, and I always say them wrong. And, so, but somebody who actually knows the real words and sings the words. I have a friend who can do that. She knows like every song. It's just amazing. But yeah, I think that they're saying you're one of the lucky ones today. Okay, so I'll take one of the lucky ones. So do you feel lucky? Okay, claim it, own it, it's yours. One of the lucky ones today. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take whatever Spirit is giving me. It's just coming in and downpouring and letting you know what to anticipate. Spirit, please share with me. I'm going to get some initials in a moment, some charms. I have the World, 9 of Pentacles. I have a Fool, New Beginning, and I have a Page of Swords. The Page of Swords and the Fool came into me as almost like somebody approaching you, asking you questions, like, I want to say pickup lines, because that's what it felt like. Somebody who walks up to you with like, hey, do you come here often? You were from around here? Were you born here? do you work here? Like there was just this feeling of conversation, just to kind of engage in you. So you could meet this person randomly. This person could just start chatting with you. You could think, this is weird, but crazier things have happened. You meet them at the airport or in a bus stop or in a line for a cup of coffee at Starbucks. Crazier things have happened, but you can see here this beautiful energy of, I want to get to know you. I do. I think this person's very polite when they ask these questions. I feel like they are even, they want to make sure they didn't cross the line. They want to make sure that they're not being disrespectful to you. If you're in a relationship or you are married, but you don't have your ring on or, something like that. But I do feel like they don't also want to not say something. They want to engage a conversation with you. They want to, they see something in you and they want to get this thing started. So I wouldn't be surprised if this person is a random, very organic energy. You're in a good place, Spirit just said. When I'm looking at that 9 of Pentacles in the world, you're in a good place to start a relationship. So you could be feeling very grounded right now. You could be feeling, I'm very secure. I have everything I need. They're saying, might not have everything I want, but I do have everything I need. And I'm ready, for this next chapter of my life is how I feel. So some of you maybe put this on hold for a little while and you have been waiting for something to happen. But what did they just say? You're one of the lucky ones today. I liked that. That was good. Yay. 2 of Swords, King of Pentacles, a Hierophant, and I have an Empress. I like this feeling right now of, I like a lot about this person. I do like the fact that they're probably stable and secure and acting normal. But I also see kind of the values. Like I said, this person approaches you and doesn't want to be disrespectful. Like they're very much aware that I could cross the line here. So just the fact that they are aware of that gives me they're on a higher level morally and value wise. So you are going to get that respect. You're going to be definitely treated like an empress, treated very, very well. I get the feeling of I'll let you in when I see it for myself is how I feel. They're saying, look for the dragonflies. There's some dragonflies around you, on you, tattoos. Definitely coming into me as a sign. Also the crescent moon. There was a part of me there for a second. I felt like I was wearing a crescent moon, like a necklace. So that could be something that some of you have on, or earrings, like little moon earrings and stars, something like that. They're saying the Star Spangled Banner because I'm heading into 4th of July weekend, so maybe I have stars on my mind. Yeah, this feeling of you're an empress and I treat you with respect. Bottom of the deck, I have a death card. So an ending leading to possibly a new beginning, but a change. A change is coming, a big change. Look at this card for a minute, just the image itself from this artist. I'm releasing. You can see the release with this kind of phoenix energy. Can you see that? So I've released all that I needed to release. You took that time. That first card was that retreat, and you took that time and energy to purge and find yourself again and become the person that you're meant to be, and all that good stuff. You know, I think everybody has to go through that, and you come out on the other side, you know, like a grown up, and you're just like, I'm not going to do that again. You know, been there, done that, and I'm just not going to go there again. Let's get some initials. Let's see if we can get, I've got this beautiful, I've been out antique shopping, hitting all the antique shops here in New Hampshire, looking for some fun things. And I've been trying to get some, I didn't bring stuff from Florida, so I have to redo all my kind of collection. So you'll be seeing some new stuff as I go. But yeah, so this little glass container here, perfect for my letters. So let's get some initials. First initials, last initials, Spirit. Let me zoom in here. Let's get a little closer for you so you can see. I have the letter G, X. I have an F. I have a, I'm going to put the U down here. And I have a U, an F. I have an O. Okay. I have a P. I have an A, I have a Q today, the letter J, and I have an M, and I have another letter Q. Okay, so some of you that could definitely connect. And while I have this screen up for the blown up, let's get our charms. So I did bring some charms with me and my magic scoop. So let me just give these a little bit overfilled, my bowl, but that's okay. I'd rather have more than not enough. Okay, it's like when you have people over for dinner, you know, like I'd rather have more food than not enough. I'd rather have leftovers. I'm going to go with this lobster. I have a seashell. I'm going to say my favorite season, favorite place. I love the beach. I love seafood. I like seafood restaurants, lobsters, steamers, clams, oysters on a half shell. So you could have somebody who's a real seafood lover. And, you know, every time they go out, they tend to go towards the shellfish or seafood instead of, you know, meat. So that could be you, that could be them, that could just be a sign. Okay, lobster's also coming into me as this person has a tendency to get sunburnt. Okay, and they're not good at wearing sunscreen. So you could be on top of them with they have a tendency to burn no matter what. I don't care what tone your skin is, you can still get a sunburn. So this person has a tendency to burn, but they refuse to kind of follow the rules of putting, I feel like it's on their head more than anything, like their forehead and their head. So maybe they're out in the heat during the day for some reason. They work outside, they spend a lot of time outside. Maybe they aren't good at wearing a hat, but maybe they're losing their hair a little bit. And we're a little bit protective of that short spot. That's okay. I have the letter L. I have an H. Okay. What is this guy? It says a family's love is forever. So I want a family, whether it's we have family already or we make our own family someday, but I want to have a family. I want to be a part of something. So it's not somebody who just likes to be the two of you, not that you don't have alone time, but they like the mix. They like seeing family, doing things, holidays. They go overboard, Spirit just said, on the holidays. So they're probably into the holidays. They could be like really into decorating for Halloween or Christmas lights, you know, things like that. I've got the number 2 weeks, February. I wear my heart on my sleeve is how that came into me. Like, you're going to know what this person is feeling every step of the way. I have a cruise. I love to cruise. I've been on a lot of cruises. Could be our first vacation together. They're saying, I love big boats. So maybe they know the different cruise ships. That's kind of cool. Like they know the different cruise lines and what's good about one or another one, something like that. They could have a boating license. Maybe they own a boat. They own a speedboat. They own a fishing boat. That they're definitely a boater. So that could be a really good clue. I have an elephant symbol. So that came into me as culture more than anything. Same culture, same religion, something like that, that we both have been brought up with the same values. Okay, same system of religion of some kind. So maybe our families are similar. I do have a gold star. Part of me feels like I had this the other day and it was like an A student feeling, but today it's coming into me as, do you remember when they used to put literally this, they used to lick the stars and put the sticker. I mean, it would be like, oh my God, somebody would put you in jail today if you did that to a little kid. But when I was a little kid, the teachers used to lick the little stars and stick them on your forehead. And if you did a good job or you had a good day, and there were gold stars and silver stars, and you always were looking for that gold star. But it was a little bit more of like a teacher's pet also, that they got along with everybody. They were always the good kid in class. Everybody always liked them. So I don't think they were any trouble in school. You weren't any trouble in school. They're not a bully, like, in fact, they're probably the opposite. They were the ones that stayed after class. And for those of you that are in my age bracket or maybe a little younger, maybe the whiteboards, they have the eraser, erase the boards. When I was a kid, it was the erasers, the chalkboards, and used to go outside and bang the erasers and get rid of the chalk dust and like choke to death outside. But yeah, teacher's pet energy coming into me. And I don't want to say goody two shoes, but for lack of better terms, the nice person, the nice guy, the nice girl, that everybody likes, including adults, like when they were kids, like they were just a good kid, and everybody kind of always liked them, So not that there's bad kids out there, but I'm hoping you know what I'm talking about. There's good kids. Everybody just says, that kid's such a good kid, Let's see what the loving messages are. I'm pretty excited about this journey, they're calling it. Okay, it's going to go through the stages of love. I did like the feeling of they're planning their next move. You do check all their boxes. They are thinking it through. Like I said, there's definitely a projection happening into the future with this reading. Somebody is like already looking way too far ahead. Could be you, could be them. Spirit, please share with me some future loving messages. What is it that you need us to know? I wish I could go back in time. There's no regrets, not in connection to a relationship, but maybe there's something in your life that you wish you had taken a different path. I wish I had gone to school to be a nurse. I wish I had chosen a different major when I was in college. I wish I didn't go to college because I'm not even using my degree. But no regrets, that you can't go back in time, and everything that you have learned, is for a reason. But yeah, there's always sometimes you think about something and you're like, oh, I wish I could rewrite history, but no regrets. Every time I want to reach out, something stops me. So this person is hesitant for some reason. Fear of rejection. I just asked Spirit, why? Why would they be hesitant? Maybe they really, really like you. Sometimes they aren't reaching out to you because they're afraid that you're going to say no. And they don't want to hear no. So sometimes they'd rather daydream and fantasize about what if for a little while or a few days or maybe even longer. But no, it's a little bit of a fear of rejection. Doesn't mean that they're insecure. Doesn't mean that they aren't a strong person. It's human. Nobody wants somebody to say no. You really like them, you hit it off, you chatted, and what if I call and you say, maybe, we'll see. That's a no. I'm willing to do anything for us to be together. So there's a little bit of a jumping hoops factor coming into me. There's a little bit of, I'll prove myself to you. I'll let you know that you're making a good choice by picking me or wanting to be with me. So, that's nice too. Doesn't mean that they have to jump through hoops, but it's kind of nice that they would consider, I'll go out of my way to be with you. I don't have the courage to face you. I'm going to put that with something stopping me. Okay. There's a sense of, I don't want you to say no. I don't know. I'm asking Spirit why. They're saying they're hoping they just bump into you again. Okay. They don't want the formality of the call. They're hoping that they want to just bump into you again. So very organic. So if you bumped into this person and chatted with them, wherever you were, they're hoping that they kind of just see you again and we pick up the conversation again. Oh, nice to see you again. Something like that. Spirit, can I have another message? I didn't realize what I had until it was gone. Okay, so that's the kind of going back in time, regretting. Hopefully one of you aren't hanging on to the past. Hopefully one of you aren't daydreaming about somebody coming back. That you got to get that out of your system if you are before you enter into this. But right now I feel like somebody's trying to bump into you again. And they're taking their time. It's for, I know you don't want to hear that. I know. People are human. I don't want to rush into anything energy at the end here. I regret not taking action sooner. Okay, so if they don't take action, you snooze, you lose. Don't wait around for anybody. If they bump into you, they've got your number. If they've got your number, they know how to get a hold of you. You've already kind of given the impression that you're interested in them contacting you. You're not going to just kind of wait around to bump into this person again. Okay. If that's what they're doing, that's what they're doing. But if somebody else comes into your path, you've got to, keep your eyes open. You're not going to wait for anybody. So they could lose. There's only that little window of opportunity that you're available, they're available, all the stars line up. So if they don't take advantage of that little window, they could lose you. You could find somebody else that you want to be with. So that could be crossing their mind too. Hopefully that's motivation enough to get this ball rolling. But people they're hesitant because of fear of rejection. They're hesitant because of old wounds. They're hesitant because what if I make a mistake? So I get it, but I do feel in the end, this person is a really good match and a really good soul. So they don't want to make a mistake. I really feel like I want to bump into you again more than anything. I can't wait to see you again. So if in the event you met somebody that you were talking to, somebody out there, and this person's looking for you, they're looking to bump into you again. Okay, because that to them seems more natural. It's not as aggressive. It's not as desperate. So they want to see if they feel the same way again, Spirit just said, as they did the first time. So I think you're going to meet this person twice. If you haven't met them, you're going to see them twice in a row in person before it kicks off. So everything happens, however it happens, it's like it's going to happen. It's just meant to be to happen that way. But that feels like how it may unfold. So let's put this out into the universe. I want to thank Spirit for these messages today. I want to thank you for being here, of course. If you're new to my channel or watching me as a reader, hit that like and subscribe button, join us, comment, claim it, own it, it's yours. If anyone would like to book a private reading with me, please visit my website, KathyMamolenPsychicMedium.com. I hope you enjoyed your reading, and we'll see you all again real soon.